सुनाई नहीं गया. Extremely
Unmute
sorry.
me.
Extremely sorry. I was not aware that I'm mute. Yeah. So welcome everyone to this Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam study session. And yesterday we had been reading 2.9.33, the first shloka of Chatushloki Bhagavatam, where Lord is answering the questions of Lord Brahma. So this is the first question to which Lord is answering. The first question is, what are the forms of the Lord both in matter and in transcendence? So Lord is telling about his existence before, during, and after the this particular creation is manifested. So I'll read the shloka and the translation and we'll continue from where we have left the purport. Aham eva samevagre nanyat yat sadasat param पश्चाद अहम यत एतश्च यः अवशिष्येत सः अस्मि अहम् अहम एव समेवाग्रे नान्यत् यत् सत् असत् परम् पश्चात् अहम यत् एतः च यः अवशिष्येत सः अस्मि अहम्. Brahma, it is I, the personality of Godhead, who was existing before the creation, when there was nothing but myself, nor was there the material nature, the cause of this creation. That which you see now is also I, the personality of Godhead, and after annihilation, what remains will also be I, the personality of Godhead. So, in the purport yesterday, we had seen the concept of how the predominator and the predominator I and predominated I, where the predominator I is Lord Krishna and predominated I is Lord Brahma and all the other living entities which are in plural, multiple. So we
Mataji,
also read
sorry
how.
for interruption. Sorry, Mataji. One doubt. 33 to 36 is Chatur Sloki Bhagavatam, Mataji. 33. Verse
Yes, sir.
33 to 36. Yes,
36.
Mataji?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, Mataji. Sorry for disturbance.
Sorry. So, so in this beginning part of 2.9.33, we have seen that this difference between the predominated and the predominator I, and later on the emphasis on the personality of the absolute. So, Lord, there are people who considered impersonal feature, and even the impersonalists consider this I conception. However, the personalists are going to differentiate between the predominator I and the predominated I. And personality, the attribute which is there for the absolute truth, which is again mentioned, and it has been reinforced by the quotes by Sripad Shankaracharya, and how the description of the Vaikuntha Lokas, the beauty of the Vaikuntha Lokas, transcendental variegatedness, the presence of the 400 residents on those planets, a great opulence and wealth of the Vaikuntha Lokas, prosperity, existence of airplanes, etc., in which the residents are going to move about. So, all such things have been, in short, described in this particular purport in the initial part. So I'll start from the quote from Parikshit Maharaj. In various places in Srimad Bhagavatam and in other revealed scriptures, the existence of personality of Godhead is mentioned. For example, in Srimad Bhagavatam 2.8.10, Maharaj Parikshit asks, स चापि यत्र पुरुषो विश्वस्थिति उद्भवपयः मुक्तवात्मामयं मयेशः शेते सर्वगुहाशयः. How does the personality of Godhead, the cause of creation, maintenance, and annihilation, who is always freed from the influence of the illusory energy and is the collector of controller of the same, lie in everyone's heart? So this is a question by Parikshit Maharaj, that this wonderful personality of Godhead, how who has created and who is the creator, maintainer, and the cause of creation, maintenance, and annihilation. So here he's attributing the all the aspects of creation, maintenance, and annihilation to the personality of Godhead. And who is there externally, who is free from the influence of the illusionary energy, who is the controller of the same, how can he be in everyone's heart as Paramatma? So this is the question by placed by Maharaj Parikshit. Similar also is the question of Vidura. Tatvanam bhavam stesham कटिधा प्रतिशंक संक्रमः तत्रेमां क उपाश्रीना क युस्विद अनुशेरते. Bhagavad Gita 3.7.37. So Sridhar Swami, sorry, not Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam 3.7.37. Sridhar Swami explains this in his notes. During the annihilation of the creation, who serves the Lord lying on Shesha, etc. This means that the transcendental Lord, with all his name, fame, quality, and paraphernalia, exists eternally. The same confirmation is also in Kashi Khanda of the Skanda Purana in connection with Dhruva Charitra. It is said there, न च वान्तेऽपि यद्भक्ता महात् महात्यं प्रलयापदि अतो अच्युत अखिले लोके स एकः स्वर्ग अव्ययः. Even the devotees of the personality of Godhead are not annihilated during the period of the entire annihilation of the material world, not to speak of the Lord Himself. The Lord is ever existing in all three stages of material change. He is ever existing. Now I'll read the remaining purport. The impersonalist adduces no activity in the Supreme, but in this discussion between Brahma and Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Lord is said to have activities also, as He is has His form and quality. The activities form, quality, and activities. The activities of Brahma and other demigods during the maintenance of the creation are to be understood as the activities of the Lord. The king or the head of the executive uh, state may not be seen in the government offices, for he may be engaged in royal comforts. Yet it should be understood that everything is being done under his direction and everything at his command. The personality of God is never formless. In the material world, he may not be visible in his personal form to the less intelligent class of men, and therefore he may sometimes be called formless. But actually, he is always in his eternal form in his Vaikuntha planets, as well as in other planets of the universities as different incarnations. The example of sun is very appropriate in this connection. The sun in the night may not be visible to the eyes of men uh, in the darkness, but the sun is visible where it has risen. The sun is not visible to the eyes of the inhabitants of the particular part of the earth, does not mean that the sun has no form. In Brihad Aranyak Upanishad 1.4.1, there is the hymn Atmavedam Agra Asita Purushaha Vidaha. This mantra indicates the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna even before the appearance of the Purusha incarnation. In the Bhagavad Gita 15.18, it is said that the Lord Krishna is Purushottama because he is the Supreme Purusha, transcendental even to the Purushakshara and Purushakshara, Akshara and Kshara. The Akshara Purusha or Mahavishnu throws, Akshara is Mahavishnu, throws his glance over the Prakriti or material nature, but the Purushottama existed even before that. The Brihad Aranyaka Upanishad therefore confirms the statement of the Bhagavad Gita that Lord Krishna is the Supreme Personality, Supreme Person, Purushottama. In some of the Vedas, it is also said that in the beginning only the impersonal Brahman existed. However, according to this verse, the impersonal Brahman, which is the glowing effulgence of the body of the Supreme Lord, may be called the immediate cause, but the cause of all the causes or the remote cause is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Lord's impersonal feature is existent in the material world because by material senses or material eyes, the Lord cannot be seen or perceived. One has to spiritualize the senses before one can expect to see or perceive the Supreme Lord. But he is always engaged in his personal capacity, and he is eternally visible to the inhabitants of Vaikuntha Loka, eye to the eye. Therefore, he is materially impersonal, just as the executive head of the state may be impersonal in the government offices, although he is not impersonal in the government house. So, similarly, the Lord is not impersonal in his abode, which is always nirasakuhakam, as stated in the very beginning of Bhagavatam. Therefore, both the impersonal and the personal features of the Lord are acceptable. As um, as mentioned in the revealed scriptures, this personality of Godhead is very emphatically explained in the Bhagavad Gita in connection with verse Brahmano hi pratishtaham. Therefore, in all ways, the confidential part of spiritual knowledge is realization of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and not his impersonal Brahman feature. One should therefore have his ultimate aim of realization not in the impersonal feature but in the personal feature of the absolute truth. The example of the sky within the pot and the sky outside the pot may be helpful to the student for his realization of all pervading quality of the cosmic consciousness of the absolute truth. But that does not mean that the individual part and parcel of the Lord becomes the supreme by a false claim. It means only that the conditioned soul is a victim of the illusory energy in her last snare. To claim to be one with the cosmic consciousness of the Lord is the last trap set by the illusory energy or Daivi Maya. Even in the impersonal existence of the Lord, as it is in the material creation, one should aspire for personal realization of Lord. And that is the meaning of Pashat Aham Yad Eta Chayo Avashishet So Asmi Aham. Brahma also accepted the same truth when he was instructing Narada. So हम ते अभी अभिहितास्तत भगवान विश्व भावनः. Srimad Bhagavatam 2.7.50. There is no other cause of all causes than the Supreme Personality of Godhead Hari. Therefore, this verse aham eva never indicates anything other than the Supreme Lord, and one should therefore follow the path of Brahma Sampradaya on the path from Brahma to Narada to Vyasadeva, etc., and make it a point in life to realize the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari or Lord Krishna. This very confidential instruction to the pure devotees of the Lord was also given to Arjuna and to Brahma in the beginning of the creation. The demigods like Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, Indra, Chandra, and Varuna are undoubtedly different forms of the Lord for execution of different functions. The different elements, ingredients of material creation, as well as the multifarious energies, also may be of the same personality of Godhead, but the root of all of them is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Shri Krishna. One should be attached to the root of everything rather than be bewildered by the branches and leaves. Yes. That is the instruction given in this verse. So, yeah. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनाशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापद्कमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सघनरघुनाथान्वितां तां सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादां सघनललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितां च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीन बंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांता श्री राधा कांता नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी श्री राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिय वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः हरे कृष्ण. So, while discussing this Chatushloki Bhagavatam, so we have seen what points yesterday were covered in the purport. And today, again, there is such a great emphasis on the personal form of the Lord in the remaining part of the purport. So, multiple examples have been given that which have been discussed. So, thing is that in this shloka, it is not only the form and quality, but the activities of the Lord are given a great emphasis. So, it is the personality who will have the activities. How can an impersonal feature have activities? No question about it. So here, when Lord is speaking, it is the personal form of the Lord is speaking. Impersonal form neither can speak, nor can have any kind of activities, nor has any kind of qualities. So the what is being discussed is about the who is speaking is the personality of Godhead, and the discussion is about the personal features of the Lord. So that is a great emphasis. So for this, the example of the king has been given, that uh, all the various departments under the king, the activities keep going. The king need not be present everywhere. He can enjoy the royal comforts, but everything that is done is under his direction. So whether he is seen doing each and every activity, so his absence, uh, we cannot say that he is not present, this activity is being going on, he is not present, so he is not existing. So this is an incorrect conclusion. So we have to understand that everything which is being done in the kingdom by the various departments, their heads, etc., executive staff, it is under his direction. So he's there. Similarly, the example of sun has been given. So sun is seen, so we know how what is the orbit and how the sun is earth is going to rotate around itself and then revolve. So according to the rotations there is day and night, according to the revolutions there is the various rutus which are there. So during the rotation, part of the earth is away from the sun, part is towards the sun. So the area or the land or the countries which are away from the sun, who do not see it's dark, cannot appreciate the presence of the sun, can they conclude that sun does not exist? दिखता ही नहीं है, does not exist at all. No sir, you'll have to wait. The day is about to come, night will get over, you know. And the people who are appreciating the sun, they can see, okay, sun has risen and sun is going to set, and after sunset there's going to be night, so we have to wait another night for the sun to again rise. So sun is present, sun is present. So merely presence of night does not say, we cannot say, conclude that okay, sun is not present. So that is illogical. Similarly, uh, Lord may have certain impersonal characteristics, impersonal feature, which is referred to as the effulgence, bodily effulgence, glowing effulgence of the body of the Lord. So that is appreciated as the impersonal feature or the Brahman feature of the Lord. Does that negate the presence of the Lord? Okay, it's there, but uh, it is present there, just because the personality is there. If the personality of Godhead is not there, how can the impersonal feature also exist? So, as devotees, as bhakti yogis, this is very important to understand that the impersonal feature of the Lord, which is nothing but the glowing effulgence of the body of the Lord, which is existing only when the Lord is existing. So, though impersonal feature may be seen as the immediate cause, but the remote cause behind this impersonal feature is the presence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, this is very important to understand. And another important thing is we can neither perceive the presence of the Lord with uh, or appreciate Lord with our material senses. So we need to spiritualize our senses in order to be able to appreciate the presence of the Lord or to see the presence of the Lord. So, spiritualizing the senses is acquiring the knowledge, right knowledge about the personal feature of the Lord. Then only we can appreciate. Otherwise, how can we appreciate just saying, okay, everything is light and there is no God existing? You and I have a feature which is a personal feature. And how come Lord, who is the controller, does not have any legs or any feet or any. This is quite illogical. But we may see that people who are highly placed, who may be principals and this and that big post, and still they carry this conception of impersonal feature of the supreme or nirvikar, nirakar, swarup ityadi, just because there is lack of knowledge. Yeah, we may feel that we are materially so qualified, we are so highly placed, but actually we are spiritually not even KG class. Yeah, when we say that we are, I mean, not even pre nursery or whatever kind of class, because even a small baby, just 1 year old, if we can tell them, okay, this is Lord Krishna, Jai Jai Karo, at least they understand, okay, this is Krishna, this is Radharani, they'll pay obeisances. But here, such a big scholars on such a big post, and conception is Nirvikar, Nirakar. So this is ridiculous. So that is why it is very clearly mentioned that we cannot see the presence of Lord with our material senses, material eyes. There has to be that love, you know. A family, bhakti yogi family alone can impart that love into the hearts of the kids, you know, and they can appreciate the personal feature of the Lord. So one has to spiritualize the senses. So uh, again, the example of the presence of the uh, official, government official, or the executive head. Okay, he need not be present in all the government offices, but everything that is being executed is under the direction of the executive officer. So many times while working in medical institutes and government sector, we keep on getting, various kinds of orders from the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare and other ministries. So all these orders are signed by some higher officials. Yeah, and nobody, I mean, many of us who are working in the institutes, we don't even know who this person is, but yes, his signature is there, his name, his or her name, designation and stamp and everything is there. So it is coming from some authorized source and we have to follow. Thing is that it is coming from the ministry, you have to follow it. Have I seen this person? No. Does that person exist? No. No, I cannot say that the person exists. The person may not be seen, but all the work that is going on in the various subsections of the ministry, in these various governing the hospitals etc., governed by these ministries. So whatever they are ordering, that is what is happening. Yeah. So none of us actually know them, doesn't mean that they are not existing. Yeah, but the work is being carried out under their orders. So they are not existing here during the execution. Okay, however they are present, their respective places where the government house etc for that particular ministry is there, their official meetings, and so they are present over there. They need not be present at other places. It's a simple logical thing. Yeah. So what we come across is only that piece of paper which is circulated not even in a physical form, in a e form. Yeah. So that does not negate the presence of the individual who is working as the executive in that head in that ministry. So this is so very important. So the Lord, what is more important to understand, that Lord exists both in impersonal and the personal feature. So that is what, uh, as devotees of Lord Chaitanya, we accept. Yeah, that both features are there, personal as well as impersonal features. The impersonalist, what they will consider, that Lord, there is no Lord, there is the Supreme who is existing only in the impersonal feature. So no hands, no feet. It is like your like in Hindi, they say आप गाली दे रहे हो सामने वाले को, तेरा हाथ नहीं, तेरा मुंह नहीं, तेरा आंख नहीं, तेरा कुछ नहीं. This is literally giving bad words or blaspheming the Lord. You don't have suppose we are angry with somebody, you know and they have done in the household, they have done some things which are not to be done, improperly done, some ulta pulta, kept something over here or there, and we may say तुमको सिर नहीं है, दिमाग नहीं है, you don't have any head, and the person, if he or she is some newcomer is seeing, or if the person is first time dealing with such anger, then they will feel, yeah, I mean, what kind of bad words this person is giving to me, how अपमान कर रहा है मेरा. uh, Sorry, I'm not able to recollect the word for this in English. So they are disrespecting me. Yeah, this is the kind of thing that they are telling. I don't have brains. How come I don't have brains? I have a brain, I can do this, I can do that, but I cannot do this. That is, what can I do? Yeah. So like this, when a impersonalist person is saying तुम्हारा आंख नहीं है, तुम्हारा कान नहीं है, तुम्हारा हाथ नहीं है, तुम बोल नहीं सकते, तुम इंसान नहीं है, तो am I a ghost? I mean, Lord will see, say, what is this? It is a blasphemy of the Lord. Yeah. And that is why we as devotees, we appreciate both the features of Lord, the personal as well as impersonal features. So this has been very beautifully explained in this shloka, and few other points which in the end of the purport are shared, as there are multiple executives like Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, Ityadi, Chandra, Varuna, who are working, all the demigods working under the supervision of Lord Brahma and Lord Krishna in order to take care, maintain this universe. So these are like offshoots or branches and leaves which are emerging from the Lord. However, we have to be attached to the root of everything rather than be bewildered by the branches and leaves. And this is what, verily, even in 17th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, when there is a discussion about the various faiths people have, so that has been discussed in Sattva Guna. People are going to worship various kinds of demigods. Yeah, but what is, as devotees, what we are expected to do is to acknowledge the root, the supreme personality of Godhead, instead of being bewildered by the presence of the other demigods who may give us some temporary results. But our eternal spiritual love and our services are meant for the supreme personality of Godhead, who is giving everything else. So, with this and few other points to be discussed, we'll also do it in this the tomorrow's session. So, thank you so much, and extremely sorry, something I spoke beyond my realization. I've tried to hear some classes and